You got me on 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Speed.
Okay. Well, Coach, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. It's great to finally meet you in person.
Well, thank you.
Well, let's start with your Illinois roots. You're from the Chicago area. Tell me about growing up here.
Well, for me, it's the best place that you could grow up in. Grew up right in the inner city, about 1.5 miles north of the United Center, near northwest side, and it's like a little Polish village. Went to St. Helens school, grammar school, Catholic, and almost all Polish, and then went to Weber High School, Catholic boys' school on the northwest side, and I loved growing up here. It was a great time in the city to grow up in a village like that.
What kind of family values did your parents give you? And I know you spent a lot of time with your grandparents, and you got a lot of the Polish culture.
Well, my mom and dad were workers. You know, my mom never went to high school. She was a cleaning lady here in downtown Chicago, and my dad went to 2 years of high school and was an elevator operator. And basically, we had our family unit together, uncles, aunts, cousins, all in the same area. And so there was great support. Like, you always felt safe. You always felt strong. And I think one of the main values they gave was the value of faith. You know, a strong faith in God, and then a strong faith in family. And you felt like you were part of something bigger than you. Besides the values of being honest and, you know, be nice to one another, all those things.
When did you start getting interested in basketball?
I started getting interested in basketball late in my grade school time. There were some organized athletics at that time. So there was a little public grade school called Columbus on Levitt and Augusta, and there was a playground there, and my buddies used to congregate there, and we'd play every sport, you know, and would make up games, and without parents' involvement. It was kind of crazy. Everyone felt safe just to let their kids go there, and basketball became something that I really loved to do.
What kind of a high school career did you have?
Yeah, I started out in high school. I was only a JV player my freshman year, but I became a starter my sophomore year, and then I was an all-state player, and I led the Catholic League in scoring my last 2 years, and was recruited a lot, and finally made a decision to go to the United States Military Academy.
And of course, you were very successful there as a player, and then later a coach. Tell me about the time at West Point.
Well, West Point was a blessing for me, and I didn't know it while I was going through it because it was so tough. But West Point really is the foundation that I've tried to build my leadership and coaching career on. 4 years, I was the captain of the basketball team, a 3-year starter, and played for one of the legendary coaches there as the point guard for Bob Knight. And so I was at the best leadership school in West Point in the world, and I was playing for one of the best coaches ever, so I got a double dose of good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about that. What was it like? What was your takeaway from getting that kind of close-hand experience with one of the legends in basketball coaching?
Well, Coach Knight taught me so much, but one of the main things was just to see his passion every day, his pursuit of excellence, his preparation. He was brilliant, and but he made you work every day. I never knew I could work as much as I worked, and then as a matter of fact of doing that, got better. And so really a lot of what I do as a coach started playing point guard for Coach Knight.
You coached at West Point for 5 years during the 70s,
right?
And enjoyed a lot of success there. You came to Duke in 1980. What was the program like when you came there?
Well, the program at West Point, when I got it, I was 27 when I got the job, and I had just completed 5 years in the military and a year of graduate school. And they were 7 and 44. And so as a young coach, I was able to go in and do everything. You were like, you didn't, you got involved with every aspect of the program, and it was great training. And in the 5 years we were there, we went from 7 and 44 to 73 and 59. And then I had the opportunity to go to Duke, and Duke was going through a rebuilding phase during that time. So in my first 3 years at Duke, we were 38 and 47. We had a losing record, and a lot of people wanted me out of there. And our administration knew that we were in a long course, and we turned it around. And in the 31 years since then, we've averaged about 29 wins a season, and we've had a lot of success.
To put it mildly, what was the secret to the success at Duke in turning that program around and making it such a consistent, high-quality winning effort?
Well, to me, it's if you're going to have sustained success, you need to develop a program, not a team. And a program needs to be built on values, core values, and of loyalty, trust, communication, all these things. Those are the basic foundation building blocks of a program. And then you build a culture. And we brought good people in, the kind of kids that were good players, good students, but also identified with that type of culture. And as a result, we became a unit that was better than its individual parts. And then as our individual parts got better, then you became a championship level program.
You know, in listening to your players, I've seen some of the videos, and they just love the fact that this is such a great leadership training ground from them. You take such a personal interest in them.
Well, to me, a coach, and we don't have a big team. In other words, there are anywhere from 11 to 13 kids on the team. So it's not like a football team or even a baseball team. You have all these guys. You can develop a personal relationship with each one. And my feeling is that that's what a head coach in basketball needs to do. If a youngster trusts you, then he'll allow you to teach you better. And in those moments of conflict, turmoil in a game or off the court, you're a trusting voice. And you become someone that not only they listen to, but that they feel you. They will do anything for you. And if you can develop that type of relationship, you got a chance to do some special things.
Speaking of chances, of course, over the years you've been recruited many times by a lot of the NBA teams, and yet at the end of the day, you always come back home to Duke.
Well, I love Duke. Duke and West Point are very similar. They're two of the greatest institutions in the world, and it's almost like you're at a place where no matter how good you can be, you will never be as good as that place because there's so many good people. And so you're surrounded by excellence. And being surrounded by excellence...
Coach, I'm going to have to stop.
Yeah, let's do it over. We can do that over.
Yeah. Just that last question.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Well, as I say, I know that there are offers from a number of the NBA teams, very lucrative offers, and at the end of the day, your loyalty's at Duke.
Well, I love Duke. You know, I believe in Duke. Duke is so much like the United States Military Academy in its character and how it develops youngsters. And you feel proud being there. And I love being on a college campus. You know, you stay young. It's fresh every year. And the pros, I love the pros too. But in college, you get a chance to help a youngster become a man. And so you have a chance to have a huge impact on that young man, and I really like that a lot.
And there are any number of different programs and things that you've worked on in. You know,
you should probably tell them.
Yeah.
If they would be sensitive to. They probably don't even know what's going on. It's a Saturday morning, and they're
setting up and everything. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I'm good. You know,
appreciate
I,
that.
I do my stuff in front of 25,000 people, and they're yelling at you and whatever. So.
I can't imagine. You know, this is so fun. I'm on TV all the time, but if I'm in that situation, that's completely different.
Right,
Completely scary. All right, rolling again.
Still rolling.
Okay. You know, we were talking just before we started here. You said you're going back home tonight for the fundraiser for your mother's charity.
Yeah.
Tell me about the program you're running there.
Well, we had an idea. Actually, an idea was presented to me in Durham, North Carolina. I'm Catholic, and at my church, the priest who ran the parish said, you know, we need some type of gym or community center, and so would you help? And I said, yeah, I'll help. And then it wasn't going anywhere, and so he said, look, why don't we name the center after your mother? You always talk about your mother. And then he hooked me, you know, like, so we built a $7 million center, and it's been open. This is the 8th year it's open, and it's right in inner city Durham. We help about 1,500 youngsters a month, and now almost 200 of them are in our programs, K through college, where we get kids from 30 to 40 different schools who are talented, but they're not getting the education that they should, and they come to us, and we help them get into college through we have so many volunteers. This year will be our 3rd graduating class, and it's wonderful. It's the best.
That's got to be a terrific feeling, seeing kids who may not have had an opportunity other than this, you know, have an opportunity to open that door to higher education. This is a life-changing experience.
Well, it is, and you know, if I didn't play basketball, I would not have known how to get to college. Yeah. And you know, growing up in the inner city of Chicago, my parents had no idea how to do that. In fact, in some ways, you feel like it's for somebody else. And what we want to make sure is that every youngster knows that it's for them, no matter if your gender, your race, your religious preference. It does not socioeconomics. Everybody should have an opportunity to fulfill their educational needs. And that's what we're trying to do with the Emily Krzyzewski Center.
That's terrific. You know, one of the other laureates, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, has a similar effort going in East St. Louis. And
I know.
It's terrific.
It is terrific.
Yeah.
She's terrific.
Oh, she's a wonderful person. Yeah. I didn't ask you about coaching the Olympic team. How is that? That's got to be, you know, from my standpoint as a layperson, a lot different. Coaching a lot of the pros versus the college. What's it like for you?
Well, coaching the United States team is a lot different. It's almost the only thing that's the same is that it's basketball. And basically you're coaching men, accomplished men, and you're representing your country. And so in college, those young men do a lot of adapting to me and my staff and what we're teaching. When I'm coaching the United States team, we adapt to one another. We take best practices and we try to create a spirit of ownership so that it's ours, not mine. And then we also work very close with the military to develop a feel for selfless service, patriotism, and so they not only see and hear what I'm saying, but they feel what it's like to play for the United States. And we've done it now for 10 years, and it's gone well. We've had great results.
What kind of satisfaction do you take from it, being, you know, a graduate of West Point, Army veteran, and then being out on the world stage like this for the United States?
Well, it's the ultimate honor to coach your country's team, and I take it as such in my preparation and in my competitiveness. And I want each of the guys that I have the honor to coach to feel that at the same level I'm feeling it at. And I can tell you that the response of these NBA superstars has been magnificent, and it has set an example for younger players. I really think that the whole nature of basketball in our country has improved as a result of the example that LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul and these guys have, and Durant have set for these youngsters, and I feel really good to be a part of that.
Your coaching career has gone on several decades now. How are the players different today than they were when you started coaching, and how has your approach to coaching possibly changed?
Well, I'm getting ready to coach my 40th year in, as a head coach, and so kids have changed a number of times during those 4 decades, as they should. So has society changed, and you have to adapt to who you're coaching, like who are you leading, who are you trying to get to accomplish something. And so what you don't change is the core values that you try to teach, but how you do it is different. I'm probably not as demonstrative, or as I guess my older players would say, you're not as tough. But we're demanding, and the kids today I don't think they're more knowledgeable and more athletic. They're not as resilient as they were a number of years ago, and they know a lot, but they don't know it deep. And so how you teach, they're also not how you teach is so important, and they're not accustomed to face-to-face communication because of all the things they do on a phone now. And so short bursts, teaching them how to look you in the eye and try to get them to a deeper level is essential today. And years ago, those kids were already there.
Yeah. You've signed up for another 5 years at Duke. I don't know what you could possibly. How can you raise the bar any higher than you already have? I mean, it's been an outstanding career. What do you want to accomplish?
Well, I think if number of wins or championships were a goal, then I would have stopped coaching a while ago, or changed, maybe become a pro coach. For me, it's the next team. If you were one of my new players, I don't want you to try to win my 5th national championship. I want to do something with you. I want to get into your moment. And as a result of taking that approach, you stay real young. I think you can get closer with somebody if you're in their moment than if you try to get them in yours. Because how's a kid to relate to championships that happen? Some of them happened before they were even alive. That's how long I've coached.
Well, I kind of feel the same way sometimes. We're very close to this radio TV program, so it's 35 years I've been at that, and like you said, the students keep you young.
Absolutely.
They keep you on your toes constantly.
Yeah.
In a life that's been filled with wonderful accomplishments, both professionally and personally, as you take a look back, what gives you the most satisfaction for what you've done?
The main satisfaction is that we've done it with integrity, without cutting corners, and we have everybody involved. In other words, it's a number of people's accomplishments, not just one. And when a coach accomplishes, that's the formula you have to have. It's not like a baseball player hitting home runs or a quarterback throwing touchdown passes. A coach is only going to be as good as the people he has and how well he's able to organize them and get them to play as one. And so I feel really good about that. The other thing is I feel great about the platform it gives you and to do other things, to help in cancer, to fight cancer, to help reduce poverty, to help in education for youngsters, to give individual guidance to the hundreds and hundreds of people that write you or call you for help. For some reason, they see success and they say, well, maybe that person can help. And so it's an honor to have that type of platform, and then to give a little bit of help. Sometimes a little bit of help from a person that has a good platform can be a turning point for people with sickness or in some type of trouble.
It might only take 2 minutes, but it could be the most important 2 minutes.
Absolutely, and we as a program, I really recognize that, and I thank God that I've been given that opportunity, and I think that's one of the reasons we've won, is to be placed in that opportunity. So I don't take winning for granted, and I don't take the platform for granted.
Yeah, it's like the old saying, for he who has received much, much is expected. Yeah.
I believe in that 100%. And look, if you're the lucky one to be given something, it's not like, I don't feel like I've earned all this. I've worked and whatever, but there's a reason why, and it's not just you. And so try not to figure it all out, but make sure you don't abuse it.
Absolutely. As I come to the end of this, what was your reaction when you got the notification that the state of Illinois was going to honor you with this?
Well, I was shocked, really, because I knew of the award, I knew of the honor, and humbling, because you look at all the past winners and the award winners this year, and you say, okay, I don't know how I made that team, but I'm glad to sit on the bench or cheer for them or whatever. But I love Illinois. I love Chicago. I love the fact that I've been put in rich soil to begin my life, and as I went to other places, that the growth that I had here in this great state, in this great city, has served me very, very well.
It has indeed. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nicely
I
done,
enjoyed
sir. Nicely done. We'll check that, make sure we got everything.